Hi, this is Mike Maloney, and it's been a while since I've made a video analyzing the economy or the precious metals sector, and so I wanted to give a little update here. And there's been a lot of talk lately about Basel III, and even websites saying that this was a return to the gold standard and that gold is going to soar between now and the end of the month. Basel III takes full effect on April 1st, and the last trading day of the month is going to be on March 29th. So there's a lot of people expecting gold to jump after March 29th. And, that may or may not happen. I think that this is going to be a longer process. But what's interesting about all of this is that this Basel III is part of the banks getting ready for the next financial crisis. Now, this was all done back in 2013. This is a document from the Bank for International Settlements, and it's just an update on finalizing the. But this is from December 2017. In doing a search for the word gold in this document, what we see here is that the most important thing about this document is that gold has been upgraded to a 0% risk asset. So a 0% risk weight will apply to cash owned and held at the bank or in transit, and gold bullion held at the bank or held at another bank on an allocated basis. This is very important, that they've gone from gold being a pretty risky asset because of the volatility in price to gold being a 0% risk asset. It's basically, that's a little bit like saying, we really should be on a gold standard. Now, they're just doing this in preparation for the next big crisis. When will the next big crisis come? Well, I don't know, but it looks like it's getting closer and closer to me. A growing list of companies from FedEx to BMW are warning about the world economy, and they're warning about the slowdowns in their profits, in their business. Their quarterly reports for their corporations their analysts are predicting much slower growth going forward. A lot has to do with the trade wars. The trade wars were just a bad idea, putting tariffs on and stuff. This is part of what caused the Great Depression and caused the depths of the Great Depression. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit here and go to a part of the early warning presentation. I made a little modification here to it. So this was talking about the different, there's articles that are written, like I've seen it on Zero Hedge a dozen times and a few other places, where they show a chart of the throughout the centuries, the different world reserve currencies. And typically the chart says world reserve currency status doesn't last forever. Now, all of those charts that you've seen are wrong, because the world, that we didn't have a reserve bank that was doing international settlements or acting as a hub of any type of monetary system until the Bank of England. So when they show Portugal for 80 years and Spain for 110 years, and then Holland being the world reserve currency and France for 95 years, these are just the predominant currencies on the planet. And the reason they're predominant is because their economy was the predominant economy. They had an economic boom. They were sailing all over the planet, and they were doing a lot of trade with other countries. And when you import goods from other countries, your currency flows from your country to that other country. So you have other countries all over the world flooded with the currencies from these different countries at these different periods in time. And then the Bank of England established we went on to the classical gold standard in the late 1800s, and the Bank of England was the clearinghouse for that, with big pallets of gold down in the basement. And if one country owed another country gold, they could transfer a bar and make an entry, or just make entries on the allocation on the books. Now, when that ended, Great Britain sort of faded. It didn't happen suddenly, so I've modified this a little. There's a little overlap there between Great Britain and the U.S. Great Britain went off of the gold standard. All the
Okay, that video was meant to be short, so I didn't mean to cut it off for you like that. But if you want to continue watching the video, go ahead. Down below is a link to that video so you can finish it. Mike does a great job explaining about gold and silver and Basel 3, so and other topics as well. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll be back later with Iraq updates, and I'll be looking into Vietnam to see what's going on there as well. Thanks for being on this video, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.